I'd like to welcome you to subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions or concerns or comments or ideas, feel free to email me at philippines.extremes@gmail.com. Maayong adlaw! Kamusta? Welcome to my vlog. I'm Ben from Philippines Extremes, coming to you live from About Cordova, just outside of Cebu City. Now today I'm going to be discussing a topic that comes up, foreigner who is considering marrying a bar girl. Now first let me just say right off the top, you can take the girl out of the bar, but you cannot take the bar out of the girl. I don't understand the mentality of the guy that comes to the Philippines, goes to the bar, pays for some fun, and ends up getting seduced by a person who is a trained seductress, because they're only thinking with their small head and not their big head. There are still millions and millions of girls here that aren't looking to drain somebody's wallet. In the bar, they've been trained to drain your pocketbook. So ask yourself this one very important question. In your home country, would you be considering a streetwalker? Of course you wouldn't. And why wouldn't you? Because we've all seen the stories that the girl who walks the street is typically someone who had severe abuse in her past, someone who is currently hooked on drugs, somebody who has had multiple STDs from hundreds and hundreds of partners. So you're going to come to the Philippines, which is one of the best places on earth, filled with some of the best people that I've ever met, and you're going to go to one of the worst places that you could go to try to look for a mate? It makes no sense, guys. Yet, there's still countless fools that end up doing exactly that. Let me tell you a story. One of my friends from high school came to the Philippines. One day I get a message from him and he tells me, hey, guess what? I'm in the Philippines and I met this fantastic girl. Guess where he met her? Angeles City. And he met her in a bar. Now, her story was that she saw an ad online. She contacted the people. They hired her, but she needed to pay for her fare to get there and all the travel expenses. Now, according to her, she was from, a low-income family, and she had to really, really scrape together and even borrow that money to get there. So once she arrived, she discovered that the people were actually bar owners. She had no fare home. She had no way to get food or shelter, but the bar would provide the income that she needed to feed herself and clothe herself and put a roof over her head. So essentially she had no choice. She tells him that she'd only been there for 2 weeks, and then he came through the door. So he hears this sad tale and he snatches her up. There's a term for that also. It's called Captain Save-A-Ho. And so that's what he did. He was going to be the knight in shining armor, the Superman, who's going to swoop her up and save her from this terrible fate that she landed in. He tells me she's pregnant and he wants to bring her to the States. So he's asking me for visa information and advice because I had done that whole process on my own before. And he applies for the visa to take her back to the States. So he does that. He gets her back to the States. They have a kid. Next thing you know, his whole life gets turned completely upside down. She is constantly argumentative, constantly tampo, doesn't talk to him for a week at a time, locks herself away, and all the typical things, the same exact things that happened to me even, and just textbook. She ended up taking half of everything that he had, moving his kid across the country to Las Vegas, no less. Meets a guy 1 year younger than her, and they end up getting married, and they're happy and thriving and successful. So should you marry a bar girl? In my opinion, absolutely not. And I know there are many people online that say, it's great, you know, she's good in the bed, she's got experience, she knows what she's doing, and it's working out fine. Give it 5 years, give it 10 years, and then talk to me about how fine it turned out. These bar girls are professional hustlers. Remember this, guys. You can take the girl out of the bar, but you can't take the bar out of the girl. Heed my words, gentlemen. There's a better way to go about it. Go to the mall. Observe a woman who strikes a chord with you, that has worked there, that has some longevity under her belt, that's worked there for a significant amount of time, so that you know that she's responsible. She has goals and a work ethic. Or go to church and meet a girl there. Ask your neighbor. Ask your friend at the store. Do you know anybody who is a good person that might be interested in going out on a date? Use your big head, not your little head, guys. I don't want to raid on anybody's parade, and I know there are a lot of people that will disagree with me. And if I can just help one person avoid some of the same stupid things that I did, then I fulfilled a purpose. So guys, thanks for watching. As I said earlier, feel free to drop me an email. I'd love to meet up with you if you come here. Love to talk to you, go out to dinner, get to know you, maybe give you some advice, and heck, maybe you'll even have some things for me to learn from. From Abao, Cordova, outside of Cebu City, this is Ben, signing off.